Mickey and Matt, yeah, they're cranking it up. Jumping down theories like a hyperactive pup. Rambo Joe lit the fuse, Dave said take control. Now we're broadcasting live above the rabbit hole. Ancient aliens, lizard kings, government plots and shadowy things. Laughing while they're chasing the truth in the dark. Are we crazy? Sure, but that's the spark. So smash that like button, buckle in tight. We're going down deeper than a cue drop tonight. 10 for shining, the jokes are rolling. Hold on folks, the truth is scrolling. Yeah, smash that like button. Welcome to the show. We're live above the rabbit hole. Mickey's on the mic, dropping jokes like bombs. Matt's taking notes while he's reading the Psalms. Bigfoot, chemtrails, a man in black. Whatever you believe, it'll make you laugh back. Was it real? Was it staged? Was the moon landing fake? Ask the boys, they know the code. Or at least they'll improvise an episode. Smash that like button, let the madness roll. Welcome to the wild side. Above the rabbit hole.
Above the Rabbit Hole is brought to you by tulipblooms.shop.
Hello there. Use promo code Mickey for a special treat.
Visit tulipblooms.shop today and hop to it.
Tulipblooms.shop. Yes.
Yes.
Here it is right here. I use it every day. And in fact, today, Matt, I decided to do it on the air.
You're going to do it without your lotion boy, huh?
Yeah, without the young man who normally does this
He
for me.
comes in to lather Mick up right before the show.
Yeah, I had to. Let me tell you what happened. I had to lay him off, Matt.
Come on.
No, I did, man. He got a little too comfortable. He started coming in without a shirt on. And I thought, a little inappropriate, buddy.
Well,
I mean, I don't mind you rubbing lotion on me.
you're doing it pretty good yourself, buddy. You're doing a pretty good job of it.
For 6 months, he was rubbing lotion on me every day.
Yeah.
Right? And he would sing to me and all that.
What was his name again?
Padro.
Pedro.
No, Padro.
Padro.
He insisted I said Padro.
Padro.
Yeah, and in
okay.
fact, he would come in and rub me down every day with my lotions.
Yeah.
And was great.
Yeah.
And then last week he did it without his shirt on, and it felt gay.
Well, he was like, please don't hit me, Mr. Mickey, Mr. Senor Mickey, don't hit me. I don't know what that was all about. I heard I was coming into the studio.
Well, Matt, he didn't say don't hit me. He said, let me hit on you.
Is that
you misunderstood?
I misunderstood. Okay, good.
Anyway, I forgive him, but I had to put him in his place, and we're fine now.
Point is, your skin still is fantastic.
Yeah, and I don't want to say that Padro didn't have anything to do with it.
Right.
enough of this lie we're making up just to make idiots laugh. Good morning, buddy.
How are you, man?
I'll tell you, man. I'm okay. I'm actually. I had a great weekend. Like I really did. It was bittersweet. I had some personal stuff that I had to deal with, but I also had fun. Like I haven't done that in a while.
We both did. We both had nice weekends, which is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm really, really, really pumped for today's show. And I don't even know if you know this. I am huge. I've kept this quiet because I hear a lot of people say, oh, the Templars are, the Illuminati. And I'm like, I don't think everyone's really being fair about the Templars. I always thought they got a bad rap in this whole game because I'm very fascinated by them. And today we're going to, I hope, learn some truth.
Well, yeah, I mean, I know the mainstream story of the Templars and what they were on paper.
Yeah.
But I think what our guest today is going to reveal to us is that there is a lot more to this picture than we're even aware of, I mean, our guest today, look at this logo, Mick. Our guest today updated his logo with the cross.
That's amazing. And look at that thing. I mean, when you put that in, dude, that's official.
Yeah.
You have joined the Templar beliefs.
Well, I'm excited to get into it. Let's thank our friends right now at Gold Co. For partnering with us here. If you go to rabbitholegold.com, you can learn more about diversifying your retirement with physical gold and silver and how you can roll over existing funds into a precious metals IRA, do it tax and penalty free. And the promotion that's going on right now is a reason you might want to jump in right now. They have up to 10% bonus silver on qualifying accounts plus a free solar generator. Just request your free 2026 gold and silver kit right here on the main page of our website. That's rabbitholegold.com. Rabbitholegold.com, linked in our description on Rumble for your convenience.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be, let me tell you something. I think this show might be my favorite. But I'm so excited. I
am too. And I think we're going to get Matrix to bring us up to speed. Just for anybody that's not familiar with the Templars, we're going to get a little history lesson on it. But it's fascinating because he's linked the Templars to Trump.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing.
And that's just what we're getting into today.
And you know, when you find out, I'm hoping Matrix does this way. There's a connection through Scotland and especially in Scotland, and Trump's family goes back, his mother's side, into Scotland. And so I'm so pumped for this. I can talk about how excited I am.
Dots are, but let's find out, man.
Joining us right now is my opinion, maybe one of the greatest guys I've ever seen in, I don't even know the right word, linking it all together. It's such a brilliant mind, and his voice, I could listen to him read the phone book. Please welcome to the show, Matrix Codebreaker, everybody. What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? How's it going today?
Thank you for being here, buddy.
I feel
he's brilliant. He has a great voice, and we found out not too long ago he's a great-looking guy.
Yeah. Oh, he's a very handsome man.
We should just all quit right now, Nick.
I believe me, I will never, ever stand next to him for a picture unless I'm on a ladder above him with a sign that says, I'm not as good looking as the guy below me.
Should I came in saying,
hello, gay boys?
Layla's Nana with a $10 rant already. This should be a great show. Thanks, guys.
Thank you kindly.
I got calls all weekend, or since last night when you put the thing up.
Yeah.
People were like, you really doing a show in the Templar? I'm like, yeah, man. So, heck yeah. Well, let's get into it. I'm going to start this way, Matrix. I'm going to tell you a quick 1-minute version of my theory on them. And then I'll let you go from there. And feel free to tell me I'm way off or whatever. I'm here to learn. Number one, from what I understand, the Templars were originally a group of men who were soldiers, and they were elite as soldiers, and they were put together to basically protect people on a pilgrimage, to protect Christians going to Temple Mount through Europe on their expeditions. These guys would protect them. I also feel somewhere along the way they may have kind of been in the credit business before a credit business was a real thing.
They were monk knights.
Yes.
And they developed the current banking system.
Correct. And then they gathered, obviously, information from the Vatican and from kings and throughout Europe. And they were in a very precarious situation where they controlled everyone.
Yeah, they were originally sanctioned by the Catholic Church, right? But then, they became autonomous, really, because they became so wealthy. But Matrix, before we get into it and your history on these guys, what led you on this path? Because we mentioned earlier before you came on that you changed your logo, man. You've got the cross in your logo now.
right. Well, where the Templars came into play for me was actually 25 years ago. Whenever I first got into all of this, digging into stuff and whatnot, the very first thing I got into was all the secret societies.
Sure.
And one that stuck out to me always was the Templars and whatnot. So just kind of hold that right there for the next roughly 10 years or so, all the different research I did. Then the show Oak Island showed up. And show Oak Island, that totally reinvigorated my interest in the Templars. And of course, that's been going for 10 years or whatever it's been, right?
Yeah.
So this specifically all started back on April 18th was the day I did my first Templar show. And it all happened because of a very specific episode I had seen with information. Make a long story short, there's a guy out there named Scott Wolter, who is the guy who decoded the Kensington runestone and also figured out what the hooked X is, what that represents.
Yep.
And then there's the Grand Master currently, the 33rd, not a 33rd degree, but the 33rd Grand Master of the Knights Templar, Mr. Tim Hogan. He has been the plethora of knowledge of all the new stuff. You guys gave a good little background of the Templars, which is the history's version of it, but Tim Hogan has been teaching us the real history of it all.
So let's. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish, Matrix. Go ahead.
So with what you guys were saying, though, too, is like the banking system. That's all true and whatnot. Basically, everything you guys said are true, but that's also only the baseline story.
Sure. Yeah.
Because, of course, once they were suppressed in 1307, all of the stories about them became, hearsay in a sense. But they went underground, and of course, we now know what exactly happened to them, where they went, where their treasure went, and all of that. And where that led to. So
let me ask you. So in 1307, is that when they were disbanded? Is that when the Catholic Church said, "You guys are no longer part of us"?
Correct. So what it was is they only answered to the Pope. That's it.
Right.
They answered to no king. They were autonomous. They did their own thing, and they got too powerful. They had a very specific type of leverage on the church directly. On top of the church owed them, the kings owed them. They were more powerful than anybody. And of course, the leverage that they held with the church couldn't have this. And so the church and the kings came together and basically took them down. They knew several years ahead of time what was going to happen. We know now that in 1304, the Templars knew what was coming, and they had time till 1307 and knew exactly when it was going to happen, prepared themselves, and did the right thing, which is why we're able to talk about this today.
It's my understanding that the Pope at the time,
Clement, wasn't that Clement the Fifth?
I can't remember.
I believe you're right.
And the King of France,
that was Philip the Fourth.
They
Philip
were
the Fourth.
childhood friends.
Yes,
and the Pope was kind of conspiring with the King of France, because what was it that he didn't want to pay back what he had borrowed from them, so he trumped up these charges.
That's a big piece of it too. That as well.
Yeah.
You got to remember that their army and their banking system that they had more money and they had more control and a better army than anybody out there. And so when the kings owed them and the Pope owed them, and you only have allegiance to the Pope, well, what are you going to, and again, there's something you guys are missing here is there's a specific bit of leverage they had on the church, which is the reason why the church, we now know, really went after them, because they held something that could take the church and flip it on its head.
right.
So that's a big piece of it right there.
I think I know where you're going with this, actually, but I'm going to let you go with it.
All right.
I think I do.
Well, so let's move forward now in history.
Yeah.
So the Templars disappear in 1307, quote unquote, right? And then moving forward to 1776, we have the Freemasons. And of course, that also led into, the Masons, the Illuminati, and all the different secret societies you can possibly name out there, just all of them, okay?
Yeah.
It started with the Templars. They were the original big boys, all right?
So did they become the Masons? Is that kind of the story?
No and yes. It's literally a combination. They really stemmed the Freemasons. So where I'm going today with our story, so you guys can learn this, is they stemmed the Freemasons quite literally to where the 53 signers of our Declaration of Independence were Templars.
Yeah.
The Louisiana Purchase, the reason that happened at the price it happened at was because they were Templars, and the Templar treasure is on location inside of the Louisiana Purchase, which I now know. And that is the reason why Napoleon and Thomas Jefferson were Templars. There's a reason for that purchase specific. So,
is that mainstream history that they were Templars, or is that something we're just finding out?
okay, so with Thomas Jefferson, there's not a written record or him being a part of a Grand Lodge, but it is known through his funeral was basically Masonic or Templar driven. He has Masonic lodges named after him, but he was never officially a Mason, but he is a Templar.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. And again, that's information we're learning as well through Tim Hogan, the Grand Master as well. He's the one bringing all of this information out, the stuff that main history didn't cover. And he has information through the Templar lineage that, that you're not going to find in mainstream and you're only going to get from Tim Hogan. So
Sure.
Hey, Matrix, I want to ask you a question. With everything going on in the world right now and all this stuff coming to the light and the Great Awakening. You know, what better, in my opinion, what better arbiters of history are there than the Knights Templar? I mean, they had access to the most powerful places on earth during the Middle Ages, the Crusades, all of that. They dug deeply under the Temple Mount in Jerusalem, where you know the Jews had a lot of their history stored,
Right.
And they became they gained knowledge that really the Temple Mount had the wall, the Great Temple had protected for all these years. Things they didn't let people know. Well, I believe it was kind of like, oh, the jig's up, dude. We got the evidence, you know. And once they had the evidence, they kind of had unbelievable power against the church, against monarchs. That's my sort of ninth grade version of it.
Can I ask you one thing though?
Sure, ask me. Yeah.
What was the one thing they got that the church didn't like? Do you know?
If I had to guess, it was probably, and I don't know, but I'm going to take a stab here. I would guess probably hidden literature.
Let me guess. I'm going to guess.
Or the Ark of the Covenant.
I think it was the actual remains of Jesus and his family.
Yeah. He might even be buried on Oak Island. That was my theory.
That's the rumor, or you know, that's not mainstream at all, but that's a story that I've heard before.
Well, it's going to go mainstream because you're 100% correct, sir. And it's not something. That's what I mean by the church. The reason they took them down is because they went and found the ossuaries of Jesus, Mary Magdalene, the children, and they eventually found John the Baptist, including his head, which now you know why they were claimed to be worshiping a headless thing or a head, was because it's John the Baptist, because the Templars originally venerated John the Baptist, not Jesus, because John the Baptist is the one who initiated Jesus into the brotherhood, actually. And so the bones and the skull of Jesus is the leverage the church absolutely could not have come out, which is why they were searching for the Templar treasure all of these years. And Mickey, you're right too, though. There wasn't the Ark. There were 6 arks they took, and there's all 6 of them in their possession currently to this day as well.
Now why were there 6 arks? Because the Ark of the Covenant was supposedly where they put the tablets that Moses got, the 10 Commandments, and then the staff inside. So why were there 6?
Because the Ark of the Covenant isn't just a one-off thing from the Bible. The Ark of the Covenant is what makes the pyramids run, because it's a capacitor is what it is. And what makes the Ark work is something called monatomic gold. All right. So when you have the monatomic gold inside the Ark becomes a static capacitor. And then just so you guys know, the Ark, the outer dimensions of the Ark is the same as the inner dimensions of the sarcophagus inside the Great Pyramid. So it would slide right in like a battery. So
they never found a body, by the way, right? They never found a body in that sarcophagus.
Right, because it's not a sarcophagus. That is a battery pack. So you slide the Ark inside, and when you turn it on, boom, the power grid becomes active based on Mother Earth and monatomic gold.
Wow, dude.
That's fascinating, because people, I think even before this information was out there, had guessed that these pyramids were some type of like power source.
Right. And that is 100% correct. And according to Tim Hogan, to this day, if you were allowed to, of course you're not able to, but if you're able to go up to the top of the pyramid and take a glass bottle and put a wet rag in it and hold it up in the sky from the top of the pyramid, it would shoot sparks out from it without even having it turned on, to this day, just from the static that's built up in the desert.
No way, dude.
Yeah. That's Antiquitech you've heard about from the past, on top of old buildings. That's basically what the pyramids were, the same thing, but they were the massive capacitors for it, or the big, what do you want to call it? The grid system, basically.
Do the Templars have a date of release of information?
They're literally releasing information as we go. So that's where we started this at. Was where I started my series at was on April 18th, and the reason I started the series up was never to be a series. it was a standalone episode of holy crap, you guys will not believe this information. I'm into the Templars already, and you guys got to hear this stuff. And it was an interview between Scott Wolter and Randall Carlson, where Scott Wolter actually brings this information that I'm not going to get into it now. So much detail, but the Yeshua scroll, the Templar information that they had to decode in order to find this map and get this map to find the scroll and all the stuff that goes with it. It was that episode. And the reason it started something was because the information in it was that we found out that they had the bones of Jesus.
Yeah,
and
that's going to be a
blew
pill for people to swallow.
Yeah.
And now here's the thing is when I started what ended up being, I'm 20 chapters into it now and like 180 or something hours into it, literally. So on April 18th, I told everybody this is not going to be for everybody. The first episode's called "The End Will Not Be for Everyone. The Choice to Know Will Be Yours." And I named it that for a reason, was because I finally found what I've been looking for my entire life, because I've questioned religion my entire life. And
Me too.
I have little baby Jesus in front of me. So for anybody out there that thinks that I'm against Jesus in any way, you're wrong. It's not that. I have a problem with the way man has taught us religion and what they've told us to be true. And when I found out about the bones and why that was the actual reason for the leverage they had on the church and why that got taken down, and then I learned the story of what actually happened after 1307 to go along with the bones we have now. It is the most unreal story, because what I've learned and where this whole thing is going is not only do they have the bones of Jesus and John the Baptist and Mary and the kids, they literally have the arks. They still have the treasures. And I now believe 100% they are the white hats, and they are the original founding fathers with the land claim from 1362, which is called the Kensington Runestone.
Wow. So let me ask you this, Matrix. So the Templars, and tell me if I have this wrong. Were they? I mean, I know on paper they were Roman Catholic, and they were under the Roman Catholic Church, and they had to profess that they were of the Roman Catholic faith. But weren't they actually the Gnostics? Were those guys Gnostics?
Yes, they were Gnostics.
Yeah.
And they basically became known as Gnostic Christians. But
Yes.
in all reality, they were Gnostics, and they basically, just to appease the church, they went along with being, oh yeah, we're Christians, but they weren't.
Did they believe that Jesus was a great human being?
Yes, he is the great exemplar. He is the master, literally. So
So-
put him in the same exact terms as he already sits at. The only difference is he didn't ascend into heaven, but he actually got away after the crucifixion with Mary. They made it to France, then to Scotland, lived their lives out. And then when they died, they were put in the ossuaries, which the Templars ended up finding 1,000 years later.
So wait, so they think he survived the crucifixion?
Correct. That's a long story, but yes,
and-
correct.
Matrix, if I may, because this is so fascinating to me, and it's truly my favorite subject in the conspiracy world, and I don't get into it a lot because I wrote a book last year, Matt knows, about religion, and basically my theory was that Jesus, it's called You Already Know the Answer, and it's about simply saying, I believe every word Jesus said. I'm just kind of hung up on the part where he rose up in the sky. And I say that everything else he says or taught, I believe in my heart. I'm hung up on the ascension. And
Right.
I don't think that changes one thing about Christians.
Nope.
It's literally at that point, and I say this in the book, and I'm finally gonna put it out. I was embarrassed to or scared, but after talking to you, I'm gonna release it.
No,
And it basically says, in a nutshell, that name another human that honestly understood our plight better than him.
right.
And really had better answers. It's the greatest philosophy man's ever been given.
Right. Now
And that's how I look at it.
and that's a good way to look at it. Also look at it as who Yeshua was
Mhm.
he had Christ consciousness. His name was not Jesus Christ. That's not what his name
Right,
was.
of course.
The Christ consciousness. He had the his third eye was blown open. He was one with the universe. He was literally like the top human you can possibly be. And
right.
here's something else that might mess with your head a little bit. But what we've learned through the stories as well is that Jesus was actually only half human. That part of the story is true. His mother is human. His father is not. What does that mean? It means the story's true. Who's the angel or the God or whoever it is that got her pregnant? I can't tell you that part of it, but that part of the story still sticks with what it was before, a virgin birth.
I also think, and I'll put this all out there now. I've always been a huge UFO guy. I mean, there's no denying that whatsoever, that I believe that there's other people. And when people talk about heaven, to me, it's a dimension. Mm-hmm. It's an understanding. It's a level of consciousness that we can ascend to. And I believe that that's what is happening to us. But we're ascending once again on Earth. And I think eventually we will raise our dimension and our consciousness so high that we have basically achieved what Jesus told us we could have on Earth.
I can get on board with and understand where you guys are coming from with the philosophy about who Jesus was,
yep,
or could have been. But I'm gonna have a tough time understanding, like, how would he have survived a Roman crucifixion? Because the Romans did a really, really good job of making sure that this is the most brutal deaths.
They made sure you were dead.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, yeah. I guess I don't know how that could have happened.
Number one, I won't tell the story of this very, very clean. I can tell you that, because we're talking episodes 1, 2, and 3 of my chapters 1, 2, and 3. I get it.
You got to paraphrase.
But let's say this. So when there was a certain way that Romans used to, when they would crucify their people, they would make sure they were dead up on that cross. And there's something about the way they did it with Jesus that it was different, to where when they pulled him down early or something like that, he wasn't actually dead all the way. So he gets put into his crypt, not fully dead. All right. Now, remember, I told you he's not fully human. He is a master. He has Christ consciousness. What can you do if you have these abilities? You can quite literally, though it's not going to happen instantly, you have the ability to heal yourself. Okay. So the story goes, the Roman soldiers that were there, that were to basically, guard the grave, basically, or the tomb, they got them drunk off of poppy seeded wine. They took Jesus's body out of the tomb and inserted, here's where I forget the guy's name. They put somebody else that looked like him in there, which would also explain why nobody recognized Jesus when afterwards. Him and Mary and whoever else helped them took them to, where did they took him to somebody's property, somebody in Jesus's family's property, to hide them till he was healed enough. Then they made their way to France. Then they made their way from France up to Scotland. And the King's Caves is also in Scotland, which is also where the Templars ended up. And up in Scotland's where Jesus, Mary, and their kids lived out the rest of their lives, and also preached their religion, which we would simply call dualism, or what I like to call nowadays the nuclear family, which is the man and the woman on equal grounds, not the man's above the woman.
Right.
Before we move on, M. Joseph, I think, has a great question. I think that a lot of Christians would ask. And he said, hello, all. Then why lie about the foundation of Christianity? If Jesus survived, then his sacrifice was for nothing. Our sins are not forgiven, and we will suffer the wrath of God because we are filth. And that is what certainly the Catholic Church taught, right?
Right. Now let me tell you the Templars' look on this.
Yeah.
Jesus did not come here to save us from sin. He came here to put humans on the right path.
Yeah, I would say, a big thing that people miss, I think, in the Bible is Jesus saying the kingdom of heaven is within.
Yes.
And I think that is an incredibly profound statement that, is underappreciated by a lot of Christians. And that what was the thing? What did he say? He said, all these things you can do all these things I do, you can do, and even greater things.
Yes. Now
So
there's
those
something
two
else.
things to me.
There's something else Jesus said though that might mess with your head. He said that he speaks in parables. So for those that are initiated will understand what he's saying. So in other words, you have to figure out what he's actually saying. And the only way to figure that out is to be initiated, which is to have what we would now call Masonic teachings or Templar teachings, but it's the secret teachings or esoteric stuff that the church tries and tells us is evil.
Which he only gives to his apostles.
Right. And who's his main one and who's his number one? That's right. Mary Magdalene, not a dude. Well, that's interesting.
The one he kisses on his lips, on the lips, according to the Gospel of Mary. If you read, that Gnostic gospel.
Not. It's. I think that's the Gospel of either Thomas or someone else that talks
Thomas
about
is the
Mary.
sayings, but the Gospel of Mary Magdalene was. It's called the Gospel of Mary, actually.
Yeah, but I think
People
that
assume
quote
it's
you're
Mary
talking
Magdalene.
about is from. It's another one about her, isn't it? I don't know for sure. I don't know what gospel that's in, but you're right. I mean, I do. If you look at just what the religious people, the people of faith, the Christians, the hardcore Christians, I understand their rebellion to this.
Of course,
I do too. And I was raised Christian, bro. My mom and grandparents were all thumpers. So it's hard. It was hard. It was hard on me, bro.
Right.
But I had questions my whole life. And once I started finding these answers that literally gave me exactly what I was kind of looking for too. It was like, I thought I had answers in my own head, basically, of like what I thought. And when this all came about, it was like, wow, it kind of answered it as though Jesus is the master. He is I'm not going to use the word savior because that's not true, but he's the master.
Well, in reference to the word savior, I'm okay with it, Matrix, and I'll tell you why. I believe that he saved us from ourselves.
Correct. No, that is correct. But my point of saying it like that is because he didn't come here to save us from our sins. He came here to put humans on the right path. Because if you follow his teachings, what will that be? You will lead a great freaking life, will you not?
Right.
That's kind of the whole point. So if you do follow his teachings, what's going to happen? If everybody followed Jesus' teachings, we'd have a great place to live. I'm all in for that. I'm all in for that. But my problem with it is the lies the church gave us around the story. That's where my issue is.
I want to say there is, and I'm not saying necessarily you, Matrix, of course, but there is a burden of proof here that the Templars claim that, or people claim that the Templars found the bones of Jesus and Mary Magdalene and John the Baptist. I feel like there is a burden of proof there, and I don't know what that is. Maybe you have some more information about that. But that is something that I feel like it would have to go into my decision on thinking about what Christianity really is and who Jesus really was.
Right. That trust and believe it rocked me too. Like I said, it rocked me too. Here's the claim though. They physically have these bones, and when the time is right, they currently have them. And so when the time's right, one thing we did learn literally in the last two episodes ago is that Tim Hogan actually said in the next year or two, specifically when the time is right and it's aligning perfectly with the Q operation, they're going to be opening the vault, the one that's in Montana.
Crazy.
I'm starting to wondering if when that happens, that's also maybe when they bring the bones themselves out too.
So you're saying that the white hats, or who you think currently have possession of these arks and the bones of allegedly of Jesus and Mary Magdalene and their children.
Let me reword that. The Templars have the arks and the bones, and my belief is that the white hats are the Knights Templar.
Oh, they are. Yes,
that's who I believe it is. Yeah. And whenever you guys are ready for it, I'll take the screen from you and we'll run through a plethora of stuff.
We were ready 15 minutes ago, man.
Well, no, we had to have the talk first. We had to work our way through it.
One question before you begin, and this is something, because I'm reading the chat room and I realize I want to say to everyone, I am not taking this subject lightly, nor am I dismissing your discernment. I am not criticizing you for not buying this simply upon hearing it. And I want you to know that when I'm agreeing in certain things, I've spent, and Matt knows this, and we've talked about it, he has too. I've spent countless time like in this world, in all of it, the history of religion, why certain countries went Catholic, why certain countries went Protestant, why certain countries became incredibly anti-Christian. Like, I've read all about what the history says without a religious context to it. So before you begin, can we at least acknowledge that I believe Christianity shaped modern day Europe? The big countries in Europe were all shaped by the church.
Well, yeah, 110%.
We all agree with that, right?
Of course.
The Roman Catholic Church built Europe. So it's just important to remember that going forward, in that this wasn't just a group of guys that found some stuff and then hid out. I believe that the Catholic domination was on purpose to try to squash anything these guys ever tried to do again. And I think in the last 50 to 60 years, the Catholic Church has done so much damage to itself that it's almost safe now. They're a opponent in which you can defeat. And I think it's the first time in maybe 1,000 years that that's ever been the case.
Yeah. Matrix, I don't know if you know the answer to this. I found this to be an interesting question from the chat here. Does the Ethiopian Bible sync up with this at all? I don't even know if you know, but
well, the Ethiopian Bible just has more books to it, and really, in all reality, the Ethiopian Bible is more online with stuff, because when you add in all the other books that are missing, including the Book of Enoch that talks about, well, like more like aliens and stuff or other beings, they kept it out the Bible for a reason.
Yeah.
So it's more along the lines of Gnostic stuff whenever you get into the Enoch stuff, and
sure,
the books that are missing are missing for a reason. Let's just say that.
Yeah. Why would
keep it simple?
I always found that it was so strange that when you get to the New Testament, you had hundreds of scholars writing it, and we chose 4 out of 1,000.
Well, excuse me. It's interesting what I've heard about the Book of Enoch specifically, and the Ethiopian Bible. And this is from a mainstream Bible scholar. So I realize, I'm putting that out there, that I realize this is a mainstream Bible scholar that I heard this from. But he said, technically, that book was not taken out of the Bible. It's just a piece of literature, part of Apocrypha, that was just brought into Ethiopia at the time, and they kept this entire Bible. And it was a larger conversation among the Jewish people, just about the different beings, different angels and things, and their rank and what they were about. And by the way, angel is from what I understand, an action. It's what it does. It means messenger. So it was like cherubim and seraphim, and what their place was in the hierarchy of heaven and with God. So I don't know what to believe about that, but I was taught from the Bible scholar that this wasn't something that was taken out of the Bible. It was just another piece of Jewish literature that wasn't considered divinely inspired.
Yeah,
what you will.
That's just what they want you to think, because if you go against what they're trying to teach you, well, then you're a heretic, bro, and you're going to hell. And back then, in those days, if you went against what they said, what'd they do? They killed you. Yeah. Does that sound very godlike to you?
Right.
Yeah, there were some pretty tyrannical popes throughout history.
Yeah, they seem real godly.
Executioners,
right? Man, they seem real godly, don't they?
Yeah.
Now,
I'll tell you what, right out of the Bible, the whole what was it? What's it called? Why am I drawing a blank right now? Where we went and fought the Crusades. Yeah. And the Inquisition. That was real godly. The Inquisition. You don't believe in Jesus? Here, get on this rack till we rip your arms and legs off. Then let us know if you believe in Jesus.
Now think about this though too. How many books are there said to be in the Bible?
Oh my God,
66. Is that right?
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, interesting number, huh?
Yeah.
How fast does the world apparently spin? 666 miles an hour. Everything's on a 66 this, 66 that, and the Bible happens to have 66 too. Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
66 is 2/3 of 100, right?
Mm-hmm.
So It's hilarious.
All right, go ahead and share me on up, Matt.
Go ahead, brother. It's all you.
So there's the last episode. We actually got into the First Crusade finally.
Yeah.
So we just did that a couple days ago. All right, guys. So our founding of our country 250 years ago, whether you like it or not, we were founded by the Freemasons. Just so everybody is fully aware, there's no reason to get mad when you hear about the Masons. Nowadays, yes, they're evil because the people that took over and infiltrated these organizations. But remember that our country was founded by Freemasons. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
So the mission by the Templars, what was it? It's called the Covenant. The mission to establish a free Templar state in the New World, a place of freedom from the church and from monarchy. Interesting. Remember, we were talking about the church this whole time. Why would they want to be away from church persecution? Because they didn't follow the church, guys. Brother Francis Bacon later called it the New Atlantis, which is the new mission.
That's fast. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to stop you, man. That itself is fascinating. So that's in print somewhere that Brother Francis Bacon talked about Atlantis.
He wrote the book called The New Atlantis.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
It's the same Francis Bacon that actually is very tied in early. Is he Scottish, or am I thinking of Lawrence?
I don't know about Scottish direct, but he's Shakespeare.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Francis. So. A lot of people think that that's Shakespeare, right?
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
He is Shakespeare.
Right.
The secret purpose behind Earl Henry Sinclair's 1398 voyage. Now, that 1398 voyage, what that did was that brought the Templar treasure from Scotland to Oak Island to be buried. A generations-long plan to create a sanctuary of liberty. All right, so that was the Covenant, though. The Templar mission to did I just read that one? No, I didn't.
No.
The secret Templar mission to establish a free Templar state in the New World, a sanctuary of liberty, free from monarchy, church persecution, called the Covenant by the Templars and their descendants, later referred to as New. Yeah, I did just read this one.
Well, that all sounds very familiar, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all the same. So the Knights Templar. So in my last episode, we did the First Crusades. Okay, so the Crusades started roughly around 1096 or so. That's also when the Templars originally began with the first 9 guys. Now, it took until this right here, 1118, late 1118 into 1119 for the Templars to become an official thing. All right. Now, hold on, let me pause there. So 1118 to 1119, that's also going to be during the First Crusades. And sometime around this time is also going to be when they originally get the hold of the Temple Mount and get the findings of the stuff we've already talked about as well. So I don't have an exact year. We don't have an exact year. We just know the rough time period in which they were there and found the stuff.
Yeah.
Then we move forward to, of course, then there's the Friday the 13th, where the Friday the 13th being a bad thing comes from is basically this right here. Ordered by King Philip IV, the mass arrests of the Knights Templar, coordinated raids across France with the church. Templar Grand Master Jacques de Molay arrested, thousands of knights imprisoned and persecuted, beginning of the Templar suppression. So this is where it all began right here. And yes, they did start what's basically considered to be the modern day banking system. But of course, when this happened, the bad guys took over officially, and look at forward to today. Look at what we see. So, all right.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Now, where did the Templar fleet actually go? So first, Portugal established new Templar strongholds, Scandinavia, safe passage to the northern allies, and then Scotland, Isle of Arran, at least 3 ships that carried treasures and the knights. And then, of course, where they went from there would be Nova Scotia and Oak Island with the 1398 voyage by Earl Henry Sinclair.
Now, I do want to back up Matrix on something. Everything he's talking about right here, the voyages, this is documented stuff. This isn't speculation or, I think this might be it. This stuff is documented through Europe.
Right.
So go ahead, bud.
In between that, before the 1398 voyage, this right here happened as well. This is the Kensington runestone that was unearthed in 1898. And in the year 2000 through about 2003 or so, Scott Walter actually is the one that decoded this thing. And of course, now we know what this hooked X is. The hooked X is what represents the child or children of Christ.
Now let me ask you: is that Viking, or is that's you're saying that's Templar?
It is Templar.
It's
and
Templar.
the reason, yes, and we know this now 110%. You'd have to literally either do one of two things. You either have to buy Scott Walter's book or watch my Templar series, because I cannot spit this information straight back out to you.
Sure.
But there was a voyage of roughly 30 total people that went to the New World in 1352 or 58, roughly.
Yeah.
I can't remember the exact year. And where those people ended up was making this right here. Literally putting this, which is the land claim for North America, in Kensington, Minnesota.
Now the X you're talking, is that the cross? Is that what that means?
No, see, that's called a hooked X. So it's hard to see on this is the actual thing. See if I can get a clearer one.
Yeah.
Can you see that the X here has a little notch in all of the X's?
Yep.
What we learned, what Scott Walter figured out through all kinds of digging and decoding, was basically what that comes down to is the hooked X represents the bloodline of Christ.
Ah.
That's basically to make it very simple. That's what that is.
Gotcha.
And so, this goes back. People thought it was Viking. Well, Vikings can link directly back to the Templars as well, technically.
Interesting.
But that right there is Templar, 100%. And if the book is called The Greatest Templar Story Never Told.
Right.
I have it sitting right behind me, and it goes into great detail about all this. So here is Earl Henry Sinclair. This is going to be after the Kensington runestone. So he's a powerful Scottish noble of Knights Templar, protected fugitive Templar Knights and their descendants. He's the one that led the 1398 voyage to North America, or to Oak Island, to actually bury the treasure that we're still watching the freaking TV show for today. He brought the Templar treasures and established a presence, a central figure in the Sinclair Weems journals. Now, the book I just mentioned, the Sinclair Weems journals, were found, vetted, and put into a book, and that's the book I am referring to, that tells you the entire story of the Sinclair and Weems families that span, I think, 5 generations, from the 1300s all the way up to 1700s.
Wow.
So it's pretty sweet.
What is that book?
It's called The Greatest Templar Story Never Told by Scott Walter.
Love it.
Now, next up would be, when did we go get the treasure from Oak Island? William Ball and Ben Franklin, the provisional Grand Masters of Pennsylvania Freemasonry, presided over a secret 1769 meeting in Abington, directed the mission to recover the Templar treasures and the key figures in the final act of the Templar Covenant. And of course, they sent, if I have it right, 46 men and 6 slaves to Oak Island to grab the treasure itself. And of course, what that did was that funded the Revolutionary War. And of course, 7 years later was 1776, and we got our Declaration of Independence. So those Templars are the real OG founding fathers, you guys.
The chat room, we need to address it, Matt. There's a lot of discourse right now, and Matrix, I need you to know this as well, because this is heavy stuff, because we're saying in this that you believe Jesus didn't raise up into the sky to become God, so to speak. You look at Jesus as a half human that was whatever it was, an angel put the baby in Mary, however you want to word that. So do you still follow Christ as an example for life?
Yes, I just told you guys I have a little Jesus sitting in my hand right now that sits in front of me. I have 2 Bibles that sit on my desk, but at the exact same time, I have a pyramid on my desk. I have a death on my arm. You guys can say what you want about me.
No.
All I'm trying to do is say that Jesus is exactly who you guys think he was, with a slight bit of difference to the story.
Okay, good. I just wanted you to clear that up, because I think a lot of people are,
they were taught that this is blasphemous.
Correct.
Of course.
Right.
We were all taught that.
But we were all taught that, you would never take a child and sell it into sex slavery.
Well,
Right?
sure.
We were told that our government had our best intentions. We were told books we've read all these years were true, and they weren't.
May I say one thing that might
course.
make people think? The same people that are in front of you in the church trying to tell you what to believe are the same people that have 12-year-olds bent over in front of them.
Right.
So you guys can believe these people that are trying to preach to you when what they're really doing is bending over little kids. So believe what you want.
Right. And Matrix, even further to your point, I'll say it. The Catholic Church told everybody what Jesus was since the beginning.
Well, they were the government.
They were the arbiters of Christianity. So everything we got taught about Christianity was under their guise, right?
Yep.
So,
and all of their money and power was dependent.
and not one of the gospel authors mentioned a building where we all need to go in every week. And every one of them, and in Jesus's words on the Mount, your relationship through God is through me. Live like me. That's it. Live like me.
Yeah.
You just triggered me. You're 100% right. Hang on.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to kill me.
No,
you triggered me
no,
about
no,
decapitate your little ass. Yeah.
it's a good thing here.
Okay.
This will give you a little bit of a thing. I posted this out. This is from one of 2 episodes ago. This will give you an idea here. Full blast. Yeah. Here.
Okay.
Listen, this, and the guy that's talking is Tim Hogan. He's the Grand Master of the Knights Templar. Just everybody listen to this. The difference between the church and Gnosticism.
Sure.
Listen to this.
And the difference between Gnosticism and the church is only that the Gnostics don't believe in original sin. You're already born here with a spark of God within you. It's just been buried through all kinds of psychological damage. And it's in the control systems of this world. And once we learn to see past all that, that's where gnosis comes from. And gnosis, or that divine knowledge, is the salvation. And that Jesus being born again, or the whole idea of being born again, is just reincarnation. And that when Jesus was speaking as an exemplar, he was speaking as the universal consciousness, which is something we can all access.
I see.
So you don't need a priest to get there. So one has become a kind of a control mechanism. The other is recognizing the inherent divinity already within us. And that's the only difference. And
Yeah, I mean, the hardest part for me with this, like looking in the chat room and people are quoting Bible quotes. Guys, humans wrote all that. Humans wrote the Bible. I mean,
Well, look, they believe that the Bible, we were taught that the Bible is divinely inspired, though.
correct.
You know?
Yeah.
That God really wrote the Bible.
So's the Quran. That's what they say. It was literally written by the hand of God. If you ask a Muslim who wrote the Quran, they say God. And then you go, no, who actually wrote it? God. They don't have one human attached to it. That separates them, right? That's where they saw the flaw. We wrote the Bible. We wrote it down, humans. You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
So I'm saying that quoting the Bible as your proof of your faith, I just say quote the Sermon on the Mount. Don't say anything else. Just use that for everything. Those are Jesus's words, as best we understand them, right? Everything else we wrote. So keep in mind human nature when you're writing rules and you're writing scripture.
I hear what you're saying, and I'm not trying to convince somebody either way. And I think this has got to be a personal thing for every single person that gets this information and has information from their church. But, they do believe, we are taught that the Bible is written by God. We're taught that it was divinely inspired.
Right.
It wasn't some guy writing, a human writing it down. It was God literally writing through a person.
I just want to know why God stopped inspiring these people 400, 500, 600 years ago. How come nobody else has heard from them? But all the people in the book, that was the last time God talked to anybody. He just said, nah, you know what? That's enough. You guys have it now. I mean, this all goes back to the church. I'm sorry, Matrix. Go ahead, man. I could do this for hours.
Oh, you're
because
good.
I'm with you 1,000%.
We didn't mean to derail you, man, but I think
ahead,
it was
buddy.
important to
Address
that.
it. Yeah.
No, you're fine. I already knew that the Thumpers would derail the show whenever that got brought up.
It's
So
just,
it's all good.
I want to respect them as well.
No,
the same way-
I'm respecting of them too. I've had
Yeah.
to deal with it for 20 chapters now, to where I let people know I'm not trying to down your stuff, but if you're unwilling to just hear the information instead, the first thing you do is get mad about it and say it's blasphemy, and you have absolutely no evidence at all for
Right.
what I'm saying, I would say, why don't you hop over to the Templar series? How about you get the actual evidence and information for it?
Yeah.
And instead of saying, oh, I'm going to refuse it and you're going to hell, Matrix, you're going to hell for what you believe, instead of saying something like that, how about you go and do the information, learn it, and then make a decision for yourself?
Yeah, is it possible that the people who put the Bible together lied to you? Why do you book? No, I mean, this is a question I'm even asking myself too. You know,
Say it again.
is it possible that the people who put the Bible together lied to us?
Yes. I don't even think it's possible. I think it's a fact.
I know
The Council of Nicaea in 325 AD, everybody came together and decided what would be put inside this book.
They controlled the narrative from the beginning. That's
Right.
What's that? The Council of
It was
Nicaea?
like 300 people, wasn't it? It
Yeah,
was
it's like the count. Is that the Council of Nicaea?
yeah.
Yes.
I mean, they basically said, all right, we're going to put these together. This is what's going in the book, and these are the rules. And from now on, the world will obey this.
Yeah.
And there were guys there that went, yeah, but what about, shut up. We're not using that.
Well, now look, I have to say, in their defense too, they believe that these men were receiving divine guidance to put this book together too, right?
Or were they?
Sure. I'm playing both sides. I'm putting both sides out.
Yeah, I'm kind of doing the same
I
thing.
feel what these people
Me too.
are going through, and what I was taught. Look, I was raised Roman Catholic.
I was
And,
raised Christian too, so
Yeah, we all were.
it's a blow to me too.
Sure.
It's devastating, man. But look, I find it ironic, all these people that are in this movement that don't believe anything they were told by the government, don't believe anything they were told by this organization. But when you mention faith may be manipulated, it's off limits.
Yep.
How would they dare manipulate religion? And then I've come to learn, not realize, learn that religion has influenced all politics throughout time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Religion is nothing more than a nuclear weapon for government.
The organization, you mean?
Yeah. The organization of
There's
religion.
things you got to be able to separate: is the spirituality from the Bible, from the organization. There's different. The waters are muddied when you start to have to try to make decisions about this stuff of what you believe. I think.
Yeah, I mean, this, I think most people, most level-headed people can obviously look at the Bible and say, these are the same people, by the way, who refuse to eat kosher, which is in the Bible, right? These are the same people who refuse to fast, and it's in the Bible. But you mentioned that perhaps something else in the Bible may not be necessary. You're a blasphemer. I just find a lot of it to be hypocritical from the analytical state.
Look,
It should be
there's
allowed
a lot
to-
of stuff in the Bible that is tough to swallow too, especially a lot of the Old Testament stuff that you would think a God like Yahweh would tell you how to beat a slave,
Right.
or to what to do to a woman who's committed adultery.
Yeah.
Um,
Remember, Jesus saved a woman from being stoned, Mary Magdalene, from
He
being
did.
stoned to death.
yeah.
So these
Which is
righteous,
which is-
Bible-following people were about to kill a woman with rocks. So let's not peg everything that the Bible says. Remember what it was written for, and just go into it open-minded. I'm really trying to be fair here because it's getting heated and it's sensitive, and I'm not going to back away from these things. But I'm also going to be very honest that I respect what Matrix is doing.
I do too, 100%.
And I'm willing to say that we've been lied to by people of faith.
It's not by God, not by
Not by Jesus.
not by spirituality, but by
man.
people,
By man.
who have covered who possibly have covered something up.
Who have hijacked what Jesus taught us, made it into a corporation, and have made rules and regulations that we literally believe are God's wishes.
Yeah.
Where I've read the Sermon on the Mount. That was his big chance, right? That was his HBO special in front of Israel,
Sure.
where he got to say whatever he wanted. And the ultimate message at the end, don't believe half the bullshit, love each other, be kind, and
The kingdom
understand.
of God is within.
It's within you.
That is, yeah.
He
Love
don't
one
have to
another.
disappear when he dies for me to believe that and get behind it. Anyway,
We got since we've stopped down, let me just take care of these quickly here. M. Joseph, $1 rant. He said, that's why I said what I said about being a normie in this subject, Mickey. Want to question the word? Fine. Where does the personal relationship with Jesus come in? He still speaks to us today.
I hear you. No, I agree. Jesus talks to me every day. Hey, he does. I don't think people get this. All right, I'm going to let Matrix continue.
Iron Mountain 26, $1 rant. Can we let the presentation continue before we judge? I think that's a fair comment too, is that let's at least be willing to take this information in and do what you will with it, after you've thought through and considered what Matrix is telling us here.
I hear you. Go ahead, buddy.
Yeah.
Now you guys know what I've been dealing with for 20 episodes. So
Yeah, I get it, bud. I get it, man. I get it.
I'm used to it by now. I'm over here smiling the whole time. I don't care.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad you're happy, man, because
And we respect people who wouldn't believe what they were taught by the Roman Catholic Church or whatever religion they subscribe to.
when people tell me they pray to Jesus every night and then they die, they're going to go live with him in heaven and raise up as well. And I'd say to them, yes. I mean, I'm not against any of that.
No.
I'm just saying, let's acknowledge that some of this might be some corruption involved.
Don't you want to know if there was corruption?
I do.
Don't you want to know?
Yeah. Go ahead, buddy.
All
He's
right.
dying because he's loving it. We're doing exactly what he's had to do for however many episodes.
That's why I'm just sitting back and letting y'all talk, because this is this is the conversation I don't get to hear. I just get to watch it and chat. So
Yeah.
all right. So now we're going to go to the number 8. The number you guys hear it all, 88 miles an hour, right?
Yep.
The flux capacitor. So the number 8 has deep significance to the Templars as well. The Templar cross traditionally has 8 points to it, an 8-pointed cross. The symbol of resurrection, renewal, and eternal life is represented by the number 8. Represents the 8 Beatitudes and the 8th day of creation, the new beginning. Earl Henry Sinclair was given his first journal on his 8th birthday. He later sailed North America with exactly 8 ships on his trip to Oak Island. The number 8 also appears repeatedly throughout the Sinclair Weems journals, which is true because, of course, that's inside that book that I have. 8 also is the number of the goddess. And by the way, this is another thing where it's going to hurt the church part of it is it's all about men. The thing that the church does that it dumbs down is women and the sacred feminine, which
because the church knew that if you allowed women to prosper, then they would have a voice in the church.
Right.
And then priests would marry them and they'd have children. And then the Catholic Church would have to be financially responsible, not to feed one man in a church, but to feed 8, his whole family, and then their extended family. And
Right.
it's a very interesting when it gets into what the Catholic Church did against women. Mary Magdalene, a prostitute, like
No, you know what a lot of people think that who Mary Magdalene was? A lot of people think that the women of their time, of Jesus's time, came from wealthy families.
They did.
And probably funded the movement.
A lot of
what
evidence.
Jesus did and the apostles and
Absolutely.
allowed them to do what they were able to do.
Go ahead, buddy. We keep saying
Sorry,
it and then
buddy.
interrupting
Yeah,
you.
You're fine. So, but something else about the sacred feminine is known as Sophia, or wisdom. Okay, you guys seen the movie The Da Vinci Code, right? And how they tried talking about the bloodline of Jesus, right?
Yeah.
What was the name of that chick at the end who had bloodline of Jesus? It just so happened to be Sophie.
Sophie. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting how that comes up.
Fascinating.
They're trying to tell us something, guys. So also, just so there's 8 bones in the cranium, 14 bones in the face, giving you 22 total bones in the entire skull. Which both those sets of numbers are again important to the Templars. They're used inside the Kensington runestone. 8, 14, and 22 are built into it as a code.
Wow.
Then you
That's
also have
insane.
there's Enoch here, and here's those numbers coming into play. So Enoch, legendary figure who built the secret vault 9 levels below the Sanctum Sanctorum, constructed 8 arches within the vault. The 8 arches were built by 22 men of Gebel. His legend is central to the select master degree in Freemasonry, and the numbers 8 and 22 directly connect to the Kensington Runestone and Sinclair Weems journals that I just mentioned. Now, the next thing I'm going to is you guys out there probably have seen when you see a star, a 5-pointed star, typically you guys think of a pentagram. So it's also really the sacred symbol of Venus. And when Venus, in an 8-year span, it makes a 5-pointed star in the sky. It literally makes a 5-pointed star in the sky. So a pentagram is technically an 8-year cycle for Venus. There you go. The planet Venus traces a perfect pentagram in the sky every 8 years. This
That's wild.
Sacred to the Templars and connected to the Venus families. Central symbol in Cistercian and Templar architecture and ideology, adopted by Freemasonry as a symbol of the Eastern Star and sacred geometry. And it represents the divine feminine and used in many Templar/Masonic sites. So people that always think it's a pentagram for the devil, not always.
Yeah.
And here's a little timeline of kind of what we just went through already. You have the 1118 as your founding of the Templars, 1307 is the suppression, and so the next 1314, we're about to hit that right now, actually. I'm about to jump over to that. 1314 is the Battle of Bannockburn. So now is where Scotland's going to come into play, okay? So in 1307, the Templars get suppressed, right? Well, where they ended up is in Scotland. All right. So in Scotland, they are actually in a big battle right here. It's the Battle of Bannockburn. It's the year's 1314, Scotland's greatest victory in their history. It's Robert the Bruce leads the Scots against the English. The mysterious white-robed knights suddenly appeared out of nowhere. Fugitive Templars from the La Rochelle turned the tide. So the people that from 1307 that disappeared, they're the ones that showed up and actually did this and helped secure Scottish independence. And of course, you guys mentioned it earlier, Trump's mother is from Scotland.
Yeah.
So this Battle of Bannockburn, so this date is important as well. So the date of the Battle of Bannockburn was fought on June 23rd and June 24th of 1314 near Stirling, Scotland. All right. I went through the rest of the info basically already. So let's jump down to this here. 1314, in the drops of all things, happens to have an old school cannon of all things. Thought that was really interesting because the year 1314, we're talking about the independence of another country, and it's from way back in the past, and we're showing an old school cannon going boom for the same time frame. I'm like, okay, that's pretty interesting. So now the battle I just brought up was fought on when? June 23rd and 24th. Now we're going to move forward in history about 400 years. The first Grand Masonic Lodge was founded on June 24th, same day as that Scotland's battle in 1717. Oh, there's that number we know so well, guys. That's kind of interesting, isn't it? Now, St. John the Baptist also, we just mentioned him. He's the headless guy, right?
Yeah.
Well, St. John the Baptist feast day is, the Eve's day is June 23rd, and feast day is June 24th.
Wow.
Lining up with the Battle of Bannockburn, oddly enough. And don't forget, that's 1717 for the year, right? So what I decided to do is I wonder what would happen if I went to the drops and looked at June 24th. I wonder how many drops there would be that day. Wouldn't it be something if there were, 17? Like, seriously? There's 17 drops on the same day as June 24th, 1717?
Here's where Matrix starts making me wish I had a helmet.
Yeah, this is where this starts right now.
Go ahead, buddy.
So look at what we have. These are the drops that are on June 24th. So these are the drops that align with the Grand Masonic Lodge, or what I like to call the Grand Templar Lodge. So in here, you have the People's General is one of the drops. You have Barack Obama, the Traitor's a drop. And the far right side one, it gives you missions. Something I noticed inside the drops is all the drops for these days and that are connected to the Templars have a theme to them. They tend to talk directly to us, the Anons. First line of it I have circled up here says, "You've been selected to help serve your country. Mission 1, Mission 2, Mission 3, Mission 4, Mission 5, Game Theory, Information Warfare. Welcome to the digital battlefield. Together we win." This is the White Hats talking to us, mind you.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's move a little forward. Also on the same day as the First Grand Masonic Lodge, the Q drops just so happened to tell us to take an oath. Don't you guys find that a little weird? What do they do at Grand Masonic Lodges or Masonic Lodges to get in? You got to take a what? An oath. Well, yeah. I thought Masonic stuff was evil, everybody. I thought that was a bad thing. You're not supposed to be doing all that. Well, the same day as the First Grand Masonic Lodge, Q tells us to take the oath and even gives us the actual oath. "I do solemnly swear and affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic," yada, yada, all the way through on the same day. Very interesting. Let's go forward. Let's see, where am I at on here? That's one. All right, next, we'll see. Together, we're in this together. Unity, not division. Next one up. Also that same day, June 24th, we have the hand symbols. So it's sign language, but it's the hand gestures. What do we know about the Masons and whatnot? Oh, they shake hands in funny ways. They do hand signs and whatnot. Doesn't Trump do a Space Force logo with his hands as well? Well, just so happens hand signals in the drops fall in the same day as the First Grand Masonic Lodge. And what's it say here? "Are you ready to serve your country once again? Remember your oath."
Is Trump a documented Mason?
Nope.
Yeah, interesting.
By the end of this, I might think you'll believe me that he is.
Right. Go ahead.
All right. So there's June 24th, 1717. Now, what we just went through is the June 24th drops. So now what I just did was took June 24th and separated it in my own way, doing my Matrix Code Breaker stuff. So now I did drop 624 and drop 1717. So I separated them. So on June 624 for the date, you have catch and release, safety and security, but you have coincidence. Have you learned how to read the message? Now, I've done this before on my show when I had more time, as I went through every single drop for the June 24th. And if you read them a certain way, you suddenly feel like you're learning to read the message, because if you're reading it the way I'm reading them now, it suddenly starts to make sense because they're talking about the Templars rather than just random white hats.
Wow.
And then 1717 is, do you understand what is happening? Think optics. Now, of course, what are the white hats? They're 100% all optics. And again, this makes more sense when I go into actually reading all the drops as well, because there's more stuff I'm kind of leaving out, which is like the timestamp for this is 40224. If you take the 0 out, you have a palindrome, and then inside the orange is another palindrome. 4774F. It's the same forwards and backwards. Okay. It's a link inside of the drops I'm noticing is when they're connected directly to the Templar stuff, they have palindromes built into them. So it's another little connection I've been finding doing this stuff. All right. So now this puts a few things together here. Now you have June 24th this year at 7 p.m. Trump had what he called a rally to end all rallies. And what date is that? Oh, that's right. It aligns with the Grand Masonic Lodge opening that had 17 drops on the same date. And he says, in celebration of our country's 250th year history, we will be bringing you live the greatest rally ever. It will be special at every level, a rally to end all rallies. And he aligns it with the date of the First Grand Masonic Lodge opening.
Wow.
Crazy.
Now let's look at Trump in some Masonic regalia.
Huh.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Now, where in the world would Trump be doing that? It just so happens he's actually in a place called Aberdeen, Scotland, in a Masonic hall.
Really?
And now I'm going to show that to you as well for proof. Let me grab my, actually I know where it's at. I put it up for you guys on the side.
Were you familiar with this picture before you went down the rabbit hole?
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't have the certain pieces of it connected yet, though.
Yeah.
Here we go. So there you can see in the center of your screen, it says Aberdeen right there.
Yeah.
And there he is. And of course, I'm not going to have any sound or anything. I'm just going to show you. There he goes at the Masonic Hall, though. He's receiving a degree. There he is.
33rd?
I don't know, whatever it was.
Is it a 33rd degree he was
Probably.
getting? Yeah.
And so he's got the bagpipes and all that, and he's going through. Yeah, he's got the whole thing going. And there he is at the place. So, like, yeah, it's like no joke.
Unreal.
So I'm showing you this for a couple things. Now you can see the Aberdeen and whatnot as well.
Yeah.
So now let's put this up here. And this was on July 19th. So just literally a month ago. The people of Aberdeen in Scotland are dancing in the streets because of the new Prime Minister, Andy Burnham, yada, yada, yada. He talks about the North Sea and whatnot, but at the bottom, he finishes it with, we love you, Scotland, President Donald J. Trump. So he's been talking about Scotland and Aberdeen directly recently, and that video is from years ago.
Wow.
Now, here's where I might wreck you guys. I don't know if you two have seen this before, so let me. I'm gonna get that.
Oh, now you're gonna wreck us.
Mhm.
I can't even catch my breath since 10 minutes into the show. Go ahead.
This right here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I remember these.
You guys know about this one.
Yep.
I have my whole theory about this. So I think based on, let me go this picture back up.
This was Templar stuff.
Look at this right here. So here's him in Aberdeen, right?
Mhm.
Now pay attention to that outfit. You have the red and the white with also black. The colors of the Templars are white, red, and black.
That's the Masonic getup. Yeah.
Your white tunic and your red cross that's laid over him. So that's what I'm seeing here. Put him next to the Magician, which is a tarot card.
Mm-hmm.
Look at what you see. You see the same freaking outfit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the Magician. Now, what do I have over here on the right-hand side is something else I noticed. Look at this Magician card. There's a sword on the table.
Yep.
Well, inside Trump's belt, he has a sword that I found that's hidden in his belt buckle.
Yep.
And here's a blown-up version of it with Drop 109 sword next to it for
Look
proof.
at that.
Jesus. That's crazy, man.
So what I'm seeing is Trump is the Magician, and what he's doing right here is what's in his hand is glowing monatomic gold, and he's resurrecting. Everybody can throw names in there. I'm just going to say the simple one: JFK Jr. He's resurrecting JFK Jr. with monatomic gold.
Now, mana, does that relate to mana in the Bible? Monatomic?
Mana in the Bible is monatomic gold. That is exactly what it is. The breaking of the bread that they ate for all that,
Right.
that is monatomic gold. That is what mana actually is.
Huh.
That is also what makes the ark run.
Interesting. So wait, what do we actually think that's? Is it a substance?
We know how to make it. I have some on order right now. It's you ingest it too. It's Tim Hogan makes it himself and he sells it.
And
Interesting.
what does it actually, is it a curing property?
Okay, so let's say this: if you were making it yourself and you were able to make it as much as you want, yes, it would be. You would be able to heal yourself and do all kinds of stuff with it. It also, it's highly. I'm probably gonna use the wrong word. Electrical. It's not electrical. It's
I know what you mean.
it spikes the electricity in your body basically and whatnot.
Conductor.
Conductor. Thank you. It does that very much so. It also turns your third eye on. Basically, it does all kinds of stuff. Is what it's said to do, which is why the pharaohs and all the people back in the day used to break bread and had the white manna. That's what this stuff actually is. And I find Tim Hogan started making it, and I'm like, whoa! I bought some. I'm waiting on it to get to me, so I have yet to actually physically have it, but I have some on order.
Who makes it? Who is it?
The Grand Master Tim Hogan of the Templars.
Of the Templars.
Yes, and his site's actually backed up right now. Since I started the series and I got my order in, he is now on back order right now. So
I have to ask you something. Alchemy, figuring out how to make gold.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what this is?
okay, so yes and
This
no.
is a
They're
sincere
not
question.
they're not making gold. They're taking gold and breaking it down to a monatomic state. Make it based into a singular atom. All right. I can't describe it the way they're able to, because of course I'm not a scientist, but basically what it is it's gold broke down to a white powder. Literally. It's a white powdered gold that you can eat, literally eat.
I was going to say, so this supposedly the same stuff that they were eating in the desert?
Yes, 100% the exact same thing. So like when Moses came down and the whole the golden calf that they burned?
Yeah.
That was to make monatomic gold. That was what that was for. That's something we learned inside the Templar series from Tim Hogan of what that all means and what that's all about.
You know, I just want to play something out here. Okay, let's say, and Matrix, let me finish this for you. Take offense. Let's say everything Matrix is presenting to us, he believes, but it's bullshit, right? It's all a lie. My question then is, what changes? Like, why would someone go through all this effort and research this much to challenge something that they know 99% of people will reject immediately? The only reason you would do that is that you believe what you're doing and you believe that people need to know this stuff. Does that make sense?
Yeah, well, he's not doing it to get rich. I mean, he's not starting his own religion.
Right.
I mean, that's
my point. Like, you're not even trying to destroy Christianity. It's not at all. I think what they're doing is destroying churches that have manipulated Christianity. I don't know. That's the way I see it.
And look, also, we could be wrong about this, but
without a
you
doubt,
at least have to consider new information that's coming in, right? Should you at least consider it?
Right.
I mean, I do.
I mean, I guess a lot of people have trouble with that even. They consider even questioning their faith blasphemy. You know, I get that too. And I get that too. But
I do too, which is why here's something I said when I started the series and I knew this information was going to just not be okay with people.
Yeah.
I told people right off the bat, I said, this is not going to be for everybody. And if this is going to offend you, leave now. Because I'm not going to hold back from this. I'm not holding back from the truth because the truth is way harder to take than fiction.
Let's move on, dude. This is crazy. So, Space Force.
Yep. You know the Space Force logo, right?
Yeah.
And you know that Trump likes to do that Space Force logo, huh?
Yeah.
Now, that Space Force logo, when he does it the way he's doing it right there in this picture, to me, it rung a bell with me. I call it a keystone. Now, how the hell is him doing a Space Force logo a keystone? Well, when you take a Space Force logo and you multiply it 4 times, you get a Templar logo. The Templar cross is 4 Space Force logos. So when you take his hands, he becomes the top keystone piece of a Templar cross.
That is wild.
I don't know if I'm saying wow because I believe this like as gospel or because it just blows my mind that he can put this together.
I know.
Like it's also overwhelming. That's why it's hard to really at first you have to watch this stuff a couple times so you get over the shock of it in order to be able to comment on the sincerity of it. It's crazy. Go ahead, buddy.
For reference, I got a bunch of Templar, different Templar crosses and flags up there for you guys because these will come into play for something I'll be showing you here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this came a couple Fox News things that came across the screen. So this one here, this was during me doing my Templar stuff. This happens to pop up on the screen. I'm like, okay, that's pretty interesting. I like that one. It's a basic thing. Nothing too special, but it is a cross there. It's an equal armed cross. It's not a Christian cross. It's equal armed. But then they had this go on. They had James Tallarico come up, and they're showing him on stage, yes, with what some people are going to say, it's a Jerusalem cross. That's fine. Right. That is one of the names for it. That is correct.
Mm-hmm.
But they bring him up, followed by them showing us the other one. So this is 2 shows. This is the right side one came from the 5 and the far left one came from Jesse Waters. So 3 time slots apart from each other. Right.
Wow.
Now, Pete Hegseth does have the Templar cross, Jerusalem cross, and Des Volt on his bicep as well. Des Volt means God wills it, which is a Templar saying.
Yeah.
on his chest. Now, wouldn't you know it that there's the one from the Tallarico picture. There's the Templar cross on Pete Hegseth. Now, they showed Tallarico with this cross on the screen, right? And then what do? They bring Hegseth on the screen with him. So the guy they showed first with the cross on stage, they then bring him on the screen with the guy who has the cross on his chest. And here's the killer part. Look at the date of it. They brought him up on the anniversary of Trump being shot. The 3-year delta before it happened.
Yeah.
It really had my attention. And here's why as well. Look at below, the cross below Pete, the timestamp. It was telling me directly to look at this because 6/5 is my birthday when they put this on the screen. Telling you. It's simple things like that, the synchronicities that tell me I'm on the right path to this stuff here. Now, we also had Lindsey Graham die recently, and we had Jimmy Carter die recently too. It was a couple of years ago, but look at their it just so happened to be at a Templar church, I guess you could say.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Lindsey Graham and James Earl Carter had to have the same stuff. No joke. Wow. So now let me bring over, let's see. I got to get the thing of crosses back out. Back up. I need this one here. There it is. All right. So now what I'm going to bring into you is this one here. So we've utilized this one, the Holy Sepulchre. We've also used this one for the Space Force. Now let's use this one here. Just the T.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you know it, that same T just so happens to be being used by Elon Musk.
Unbelievable.
Yes, it's a little different up top. A little different, but it's way too on point, man.
Yeah.
Way too on point. So, and here's
That's
a couple
crazy,
more.
dude.
Yeah, and here's more for those out there that want to see more of them. I put a few of them together.
Wow.
And then if you take the T and you do the inverse of it, you can make a Templar helmet out of it.
I don't know how far deep you've gone, man, but do any of these symbols directly correlate to, to Elon with this symbol and Hegseth with, do they correlate in any way? The information about these symbols?
That's the whole thing is, put it like this. You have Pete Hegseth, who has the tattoo on his chest. He's now the Department of War secretary, bro.
Yeah.
And then with Elon, he's got the Department of Defense contracts. He's right there next to Trump. He's playing kayfabe with Trump, and he's got this logo. You tell me.
Points.
Yeah.
You tell me.
Right.
I don't know what to say.
Yeah, man.
And Tesla, of course, bringing up Tesla. So Nikola Tesla, of course, you have on the right side is his tower that he built. What was it called? Shit.
Who?
The
Tesla Tower.
Yeah.
Brain fart. But anyway,
I'm having it too.
Yeah. Anyway, what that actually is. So the right side is your Tesla Tower. The left side. So again, one of our videos that we have inside the Templar series. This one was from. I can't remember the guy's name now. Chris something, I think. Anyway, William. Anyway, what he brings up though is the right side is in the Egyptian on their walls where the hieroglyphs are. This is their version of the Ark.
Wow.
And look at it compared to a Tesla tower.
That's crazy.
Wow.
So what are they really trying? Yeah, so it's a really interesting correlation there. And I think I have one more picture. Yeah, and then here it is. Here's the Ark with the contents in it, with what you see at Egypt, with all the parts to it. You actually see all the parts to the actual Ark.
Interesting.
It is wild.
And there it is. There's the actual hieroglyph I'm talking about too.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
It's crazy.
Is there a mainstream explanation for that hieroglyph?
No, not like the way I'm telling you. I mean, they're not going to have anything like that.
No, I'm just curious what they say about that and what they say it is.
What I think this is your power source.
Sure.
And what do they tell us it's a power source about the Egyptian pyramids? No,
Probably
they tell
not.
it's a sarcophagus, guys.
Right. I'm wondering what they say about that photo, because what the heck is that, right?
Well, they would just say, oh, it's just something they had. But when you start breaking it down and figure out what it actually is, what it's used for, the pieces to it, I'd like to see what mainstream says about this now.
I mean, look at the ordination on there, man. I mean, that's the Ark. That is the Ark.
I know.
Without a doubt.
And here's another version of it too.
Yeah.
There's a Christian version, and there's your same thing on the left for the Egyptians.
Crazy.
Uh-huh. And just to put it together is for both sides as well, the Ark, there it is, same thing. All the contents of the Ark. And then, yes, there's the sarcophagi that we talked about. And yes, Trump also, don't forget, at Mar-a-Lago does have a quote-unquote replica of the Ark. No joke.
Wait, Trump has a replica of the Ark?
It's right at the bottom there. He's showing you.
No, the top left is actually at Mar-a-Lago. It's literally, he has a replica made of like 8 pounds of gold and everything. But I'm not convinced it's a replica.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is fascinating.
So,
man.
Matrix, I have to ask you a question. At this point in the presentation, I'm going to ask it.
Yep.
Do you believe that Trump may be the highest in the order or way up in this?
Here's the thing. The drops, and we've been told that Trump was asked to run.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not 100% convinced yet that Trump was already a Templar or not, or if the Templars asked him to run and he is now an honorary Templar magician guy, or if he was already in it secretly. I don't know, but my thought now is he has to be a part of it. Yeah. I have no other words for it, because I'm not even to the part where I'm going to be explaining some stuff to you guys too, which here I'm going to have to start getting a little quicker. I see the time now. We're at 12:30 already, so I'm going to start going a little quicker. Actually, you know what? We're getting close to the bottom. Actually, we're doing pretty well.
Buddy, keep rolling. Yeah, man, let's go.
All right. Well, last year, after 700 years, the Templars did return to the Vatican, by the way, too. Very, very symbolic, considering the Vatican is the people that suppressed them all those years ago, and they tried claiming, oh, well, we found some documents saying that we actually absolved the stuff that we said. No, they made some bullshit lie up, actually.
Right.
So it's trying to be a cover story is basically what I've learned from Tim Hogan and Scott Walter.
Sure.
But it's definitely very, very symbolic of the times we're in. All right, so now let me jump over to this here. So our July 4th, we had something happen here. Now, think about what I've been showing you already. We talked about the independence of Scotland, and Scotland's the mainstay for the Templars. That's where they were hidden at before they brought the treasure here to the U.S. So you're hearing combos of Scotland and the U.S. They got to Scotland. They brought this treasure from Scotland over to the Oak Island, and they made the claim of Kensington Runestone. So you have the combination of the two, right?
Yeah.
So on July 4th, while J.D. Vance is talking and he brings up a storm and he's talking about the founding fathers, we had a ship with 8 Templar crosses on
crazy, man.
Go behind him, bro.
Oh, crazy. My God.
Now, for your viewing pleasure, I was smart enough to make sure to grab that before the show. And so I could actually show this to you.
Yeah.
This is the exact part right here. Watch this. Listen to the words, and here's what's going to happen. You're going to hear him talking about the founding fathers. He's going to point directly at the ship behind him when it's behind him, and then there's going to be a glitch when he talks about bloodlines. This is our July 4th. Check this out, guys.
Our Declaration of Independence may have spoken to universal human truths and broadly shared human desires. Of course it does. But it was a document written by and for a particular kind of people, the American people. From General Washington to James Buchanan Eads, from Henry Kaiser, one of America's great shipbuilders, to the sailors standing here today. And by the way,
Notice he just said shipbuilders and what's about to go behind them.
Yeah.
Folks watching at home on TV may not realize is that everything that you saw, everything that you see today was destroyed last night in a storm, but these great sailors rebuilt it in 12 hours so that you all could be here, so that we could have this amazing procession.
Pointed
and
right
so
at it.
we could celebrate our 250th birthday in style.
Templar crosses.
Wow.
Dude.
All of us, connected through the generations, rich and poor of every job, we are a people formed by generations of self-governance and personal industry. We are formed by Frontier Assembly Hall and congregation,
Here comes a glitch.
by River Valley and prairie and factory floor. We are formed by the conviction that we are bound to one another, not only by bloodline nor creed alone, but by a common character, a shared fate, a shared future. Ladies and gentlemen, I have to address what we will hear from some loud voices.
So as the Templar ship leaves, he brings up bloodlines and they completely glitch out, brings up a storm, points at the ship, and it's our Independence Day, bro.
Yeah.
That is wild, man. Are the
crazy.
Templars or the Masons mentioned in the drops?
Yes. Not the Templars, the Masons are, but they're
Masons,
also Mason. They're mentioned in a negative light. But that's when they're talking about them directly. But if you look at them through the way I look at them and the way I'm doing it, it's totally different because you realize they're actually talking about them in a positive light, but only the good ones. You got to remember that there's good ones and bad ones. They got infiltrated a long time ago. And what we know now as the Masons are definitely evil, but not all of them.
It's so crazy, man.
But see, now that I showed you that, the ship, now I got to show you the debt clock did it too. Not only did they do the ship, the very next week after they did the ship, they put Executive Order Alchemy. The battle is on. Come on, man. And who are the founders, or who are the ones that are the masters of alchemy? The Templars.
Templars, right?
Yeah. So now I've come to a point where I'm ready to read this drop I have for you. But before I do that, I want to show you this. Benny Johnson's had a couple videos that had Templars in the thumbnail for it recently. The last 2 weeks, these are two different thumbnails for it. This one on the right-hand side is the one I'm going to be showing you next. This video just so happened to be exactly 13 minutes and 14 seconds long, which if you remember from earlier, the Battle of Bannockburn
It's 13,
just so
14.
happened to be 13-14.
This dude's a wicked, bro.
Dude,
Wow.
are you kidding me? So there's more and more people that are showing up doing this type of stuff. And I'll throw this one in there too. General Flynn on the left during my chapter 18 posted out a night in a storm.
Yeah.
And after my show, Trump puts out Aberdeen, Scotland with a storm cloud.
Let me show you something,
Jeez.
Matt. Let me know if this works. I don't know. Matt, actually, yeah. Matt, just for a second. Next to you.
That's my camera.
Yeah, I want to show them this.
What are you going to show them?
The next to you. See the kneeling Templar in our logo?
Yes.
You see that?
Yeah, he's showing you the kneeling Templar in our logo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because I when I made the logo,
They can't hear you, bud.
oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. It's crazy. I got to zoom in, buddy. Sorry. Go ahead.
Now, I want you to see this next, Mickey. So the next piece before I do my little read of my post I had done, there was also, after all this had happened, so you see the left side's got your knight on the knee, and I already showed you the combination of the Tesla logo and how Elon's connected with this, right? So General Flynn gave us the knight, Trump gives us Aberdeen. Well, inside of a video that Elon reposted out, we got Elon as the knight.
Crazy.
And there's his T down here in red, black, and white, which are the Templar colors. I'm telling you.
Incredible.
Unreal, man. So now I'm going to do my little read of my post I put that puts a lot of stuff together for you guys. It's going to be from this picture, but I'm going to be getting the dropout to show you guys. So give me 1 second here. It's here. I'll bring the picture over so you guys can have it all put together for you. All right, so Trump truths about Aberdeen, Scotland. So let me get this picture pulled over. So this is what I'm referring to. All of this stuff I'm going to be saying, not all of it, but it has pictures on here we've already seen. So this is stuff we've already gone through. So all of this should make sense to you guys.
Yeah.
All right, so his mother is from Scotland. Pete Hegseth has a Templar cross on his chest and the Des Volt on his bicep. Trump got his a degree in Aberdeen, Scotland, while dressed like the Magician. The Space Force logo, when held like Trump does, creates a keystone of a Templar cross when multiplied 4 times. Scotland got its independence starting in 1314 in the Battle of Bannockbrook, which is actually Bannockburn. I actually spelled that wrong. When the White Knights Templar appeared and turned the tide. That was against England, or the UK as we call it now, the same people we just so happened to be fighting during our special independence year of 250, and we saw the ship go by for Scotland as well during our independence. As J.D. Vance talked about a storm, a ship with 8 Templar flags on it came by behind him on our Independence Day, July 4th. 8 Templar flags, 8 points. That'd be 88. 88. Trump, Trump equals 88. By the way, Scotland equals 88.
Wow.
Just last year, the Knights Templar showed up at the Vatican for the first time in over 700 years. This year, 2026, marks the 908th year since the founding of the Templars in 1118, and yes, 9 plus 8 equals 17. Templars founded in 1118, while Trump bought the rights to Truth Social on 11/18 of 2011. The year 2011, 11 is K and 20 is T. So 11/18 is the year they were founded, and 2011 also is Knights Templar.
Wow.
I believe JFK Jr. to be Q and Trump to be Q+. So Kennedy and Trump, K and T, Knights Templar.
Yeah.
Do you see it yet?
Wow. That is unbelievable, man.
I can keep going and
Keep
going.
going.
The Knights Templar are the white hats. Is Trump the Dark Knight Batman, or is he the Dark Knight Templar Batman? My Knights Templar series has completely changed how I think.
Dude.
And to top it off, to give you guys, do I think he's Batman? Yes, I do, because I created that.
Holy moly, man. Real quick, because I don't know if I missed it or not. So why is the 8 so significant to the Templars?
Let me go back up.
Yeah.
The Templar cross is traditionally an 8-pointed cross.
Okay.
It's the number of the goddess. It's also the number for new beginnings, the new day. It's also the infinity number for God. Earl Henry Sinclair, given his on their 8th birthday, is also when Templars or Masons end up becoming what they are as well. Same with Tim Hogan. His 8th birthday was when he started up certain things as well. 8 ships went to North America with the treasures on it. Yeah. And of course, the number 8, if you guys knew about the journals, it's everywhere. So the number 8's just everywhere. And of course, I guess I didn't point this out to you, but since you're asking about the number 8, I'll just show you this. That magician. Above his head, there's the infinity symbol, number 8.
Yeah, of course.
So there's 2 ways to look at this. That's the infinity symbol, number 8, and the letter I. I is your 9th letter. 9 plus 8 is 17. Now, let me do this another way, though. Watch this. Now, if you do it this way, it's number 8 in the letter H. H is the 8th letter, and that's 8, which is TRUMP, Trump, Scotland, all equal 88. So either way you look at it, it still works.
That is wild, man.
Right?
That is incredible.
So there you go.
Speechless.
Science is going to study your brain one day, man.
And they're going to put it in a beaker and then pour bleach in it. Go, we never want to study this thing again.
Hey, man, they might have the ultimate quantum computer if they do that, though. Who knows?
Bro, I'll tell you what, man. Listen, Matrix, you're like, we've said this, but you're a special brain and a special mind. And, I've said this to you before. Sometimes the connections, it blows my brain and I can't even process them. But the evidence and the historical aspects along with it are what makes it so compelling.
Right.
You agree, Matt?
Oh, absolutely. And I was going to ask you, man. So where do we go from here? Where do you go from here with this Templars thing? You've put all this together. What does this say to you in the grand picture of all of this?
It tells me that Well, the number one thing to say about it is the white hats, that all the Q stuff, all the stuff I've been doing this whole entire time means even more to me now, because it's not just the white hats. Well, who the hell are the white hats?
Right.
I now have a name for the white hats, and I call them the Templars, the original Templars. And again, if you start learning the entire story by going through the series, you know, that I've done so far, and you just put all this information together, it's just completely changed how I think. And of course, now knowing that Tim Hogan says in the next year or two he's going to open the vault up, which would open up the arcs and everything else. And you align that with the Q operation, all the stuff that we see going on in the last couple of years of quote unquote this term of Trump. It all aligns with every single thing I've been talking about for years, and it even aligns with my own timeline I've been talking about, which was 2027, 2028. I've been saying that for years, and even that aligns with it now. So if it comes true, all I can say, I can't say, oh, I told you so, but it happened to align with all the stuff I've been saying for years, and I'm blown away by it. And
we got to start.
When you think about all the energy stuff they've been talking about recently, and then you think about what you just showed us, man. It's
now, and one thing I forgot to mention too is think about this. Right after I started the series, over in Iran, they talked about this gold dust Trump wanted to get. That's monatomic gold, bro. That's what he's talking about. It instantly triggered. I'm like, he's not talking about gold dust for uranium-1. He's talking about monatomic gold.
So expand on that a little bit. Did he talk about, you know, what you have to do to make this stuff?
He won't give you the exact thing because it's a special science. It's alchemy. So it's not something you can just be like, oh, here, yeah, go do this. It's not that simple. It's a whole thing. And yes, he does talk about it. Yes, it's lost knowledge that only Masons have it and other people do as well. But you also have to think about it. In order to make it, you have to already have gold.
Yeah.
You have to break the gold you have down into it. So in other words, it's not like a cheap thing to just go do. So you have to have stuff to start it. But I can send you guys links and whatnot. He has episodes about the monatomic gold directly. You can that, or you can jump into my series and hear my words on everything. But like I'll throw you guys some links and whatnot. That way you guys can take the time and learn on your own, because I drop my links in all my shows for my Templar stuff for everybody to go check out on their own. What you get in my Templar series is the information that I'm learning with you guys and my commentary along with what I connect with stuff at the same time. But I'm learning with all of you guys. Yeah. So you guys are aware I'm not doing research and then bringing it to a show and saying, hey, look what I found. Right. I'm saying, hey, we have new Templar info to get to, and we're watching it all together, and I'm breaking it down as we learn it too. That's so I'm new to all this. I'm doing this with everybody. That's why my episodes are 6 to 8 hours a pop, because this is news to me too, bro.
6 hours.
Well, just so you know, all of Matrix's info is linked in our description on Rumble. So you can go there and you can find his Rumble channel if you're not following his X, all that good stuff. Go ahead, Mick.
I just want to thank PJW because MQB is a step above the 33 degree, and it's easier to give 2 17s. Here is a $34 rant. It's going to be biblical, and the keystone in the drop fits all the gold, and it's not going to be for everyone.
Right.
Wow. Awesome, man. Badger Brock 04, $1 rant. Hi, Mickey. You missed my parcel delivered today. They tried, but got no answer.
Wow.
Is that something they were going to send you?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I apologize.
We'll check on that. Yeah. And then we got one more here somewhere, Mick, I think that we might have missed.
Couple, actually.
We got a couple. Yeah.
Yeah. One above it too. Yeah.
It starts here, I think. So $1 from Peachy Patriot 17. This show is a banger. Don't let people steer you otherwise. Remember, MK Ultra never ended.
Right.
Good point.
And then Ginger, because with $1, no one is arguing the Bible isn't jacked. It's the quote, God is just consciousness, end quote, and the quote, Jesus didn't die and rise again, end quote, that is unacceptable. That is not of God. It's what Satan wants us to believe. I get it.
I understand why people think that way.
Me too. I do. I do.
And you know what? You know, I'm still taking all this information in yet. I don't know where my head is right now. Do you know where your head is? Matrix, do you know where your head is right now with all this stuff?
Yes, 100%. Which is why I'm not taking offense to anything anybody says in the chat. It's
I get it.
I look at it like this. I'm going to say it the same way Tim Hogan does. I'm not trying to be the one to attack you and your beliefs. All I'm doing is I'm laying out the The facts and the truths and the evidence I have been coming across, along with my theories to it all as well at the same time about what's really going on, right? And when it comes to this information here, though it's going to hurt people's feelings, just remember this: the truth is stranger than fiction. The truth hurts more than fiction. And
don't I know it?
When people when I hear those words that it's instantly against everything you believe and you're not even allowed to think this way, that's your dogma talking, and you need to take that dogma, throw it out the window with like the baby with the bathwater, throw it right out and start to learn some new stuff and see how it treats you. Because let me tell you what, I've become more free than I've ever been because of this information. I don't have a fear. I don't got to worry about things because I suddenly got the knowledge. The gnosis is coming. I don't have to rely on other people, and I don't have to rely on blind faith. I have knowledge now, and that is what the Gnostics teach you, is to have the knowledge, not rely on blind faith like some people do. I ask questions and I tell people, everybody, whether you're a thumper or not, and that's not trying to be derogatory, but thumpers are the worst at asking questions because they refuse to ask questions because that is against their religion to do so.
Yeah, they don't
that
want
is
you
what
to ask questions.
That's my point. And what did Q teach us to do? Ask questions.
Absolutely.
So don't attack me for asking questions and finding answers that are against what others believe. I'm just doing the research.
This one just in, Ms. Nacero, $10. Thank you. Lots to think about.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is one of those shows, man, where, you know, you have at the end of it, you have more questions than answers. And obviously Matrix does too. But dude, man, we are so grateful that we got to meet you and work with you. And
blessing us with what you know here, brother. I mean, what a show today, man. What a show.
Yeah, anybody also, man, for Matrix, please put a 1 in the comment as a thank you. Everybody just put a 1 in the chat room, and please smash that like button because Matrix deserves the show. Not for us, dude. But I want people to see this. I want it to get on the board.
Share our episode. Share Matrix series
Please.
on all this. Like I said, his Rumble is linked in our description if you're not already following him, and his X is there as well. So give him a follow for sure. Lots of ones coming in,
dude. Look at this. It's
lots of compliments on the show, man.
Wow, dude.
Yeah,
dude. You killed it today, brother. This was one of the best, most informative shows we've. Matt, today I felt like a real Anon. Well, very bad one, but like an Anon, like trying to figure out stuff.
Absolutely.
Dude, amazing. We got to get you back on soon. Next, I need you to break fully down the Constitution and how it acts as a guide for us in the movement. If you can have that done by next Monday, Matrix, we'd appreciate it. Hey, brother, listen, man, it's 10 of. We're going to wrap up here. Anything you want to say at the end here before we say goodbye to you?
Or anything you want to plug, of course.
Well, number one, just thank you for having me on for the third time with chapter 4, 11, and 19 have all been a lot of fun. This is definitely my favorite one, but just anybody out there, don't take offense to what I'm saying. I'm not attacking you personally. I'm just going based on the evidence, and that evidence speaks to me differently than it does to you. Don't take offense to it, but do your own research. Think logically and don't allow dogma to get in the way, and you might find yourselves finding more truth than you've ever thought you could.
Well, I'll tell you what, brother.
You got time for a quick question?
You can ask the $10 rant?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
MX Cooper 517, $10 rant. Could Matrix Codebreaker please explain Melania's July 4th, 2020 X post where she said they were signing the Declaration of Independence? I've asked in rants before and it's never addressed.
If it's what I think it is, whenever they did the Mount Rushmore thing, when they was it in 2020 when JFK Jr. was up on Washington's head the first time, they were. It is said that was the day they re-signed the brand new Declaration of Independence because of the 1871 takeover of our country and whatnot, of the organics back and whatnot. So we've been under the corporation since 2/21/1871 as a date. But since that time to now, we basically have created a third constitution or Declaration of Independence, whatever you want to call it, constitution or declaration. It's one of the two. I might have both of them confused, but we have our original, then you have the one by the corporation, and then you have the new one by Trump and Melania in 2020. I'm pretty sure that's what they are referring to. It's either the Constitution or a Declaration, whichever one it is. It's that. That's what they're referring to. I'm pretty sure of it.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Dude, you're the best, man. I'm telling you, that you're a special dude. I can't wait to finally meet you, sit down with you, look in your eyes and say, what the is going on with you, bro?
Well, hey, that day is coming soon. Trust
I can't
me.
wait, brother.
I will be seeing people in person in 2027. Let me just
hell
give it
yeah,
that
man.
way.
I hope
Love
we're one
it,
of the
man.
first stops you make. Obviously, we won't be number one, but I hope we're in the top 50.
I think Joe Rambo might be on my number one, but
All right.
you guys are up there. Don't worry.
You got it, brother. Listen, man,
Thank
have a
you,
great
brother.
day.
Thank you.
Stay being a genius because we need you, bro.
Thank you guys. You guys
All
have a
right,
good
man.
one. I'll see you out there.
You got it, brother. That is Matrix Codebreaker. You know, it's funny, Matt, when people, I think when people realize that how much of this stuff is going to come to light, these guys like this, not you and I, we're carnival operators, right? We're riding the rides.
We're the ones that point people in the right
Right,
direction.
where to go.
See him for this information.
I think these men and women are going to be looked at. They'll be in history books. I really believe
I
it.
have no doubt. I've said it before too. Yeah. I think they will.
One of the greatest shows we've ever done. And to the audience who found it tough to listen through and thought maybe we were attacking you or your beliefs, please understand, we are living in a world where every day we're finding out that everything is a lie. 99% of the things we've been taught simply aren't true. Are we saying that Jesus isn't God? No. No one knows. No. And if you know, then you have that faith and wonderful.
Well,
I just think that it's worth the discussions after everything we've learned.
And just know that we deeply respect your beliefs and feelings on things, and are not trying to change your mind about anything. But we are trying to lay out this information and do with that what you will.
And I will say this, Icy One always makes me laugh, even sometimes say things I don't agree with, but you guys are the Walmart greeters of the movement.
Yes, we are.
And let me tell you something, that's exactly who I want to be.
Yeah. Yep,
They walk in, they
yep.
see us, and then we go, have a good day. Somebody said we're John the Baptist. Remember the day I said that?
Yeah.
I did say that. I said, I feel like this show is like if John the Baptist was alive, he'd be sitting here doing what we're doing.
Yep.
So thank you for, not in a religious way, just in a sort of informative way that this stuff is coming. Everybody, you're amazing.
Take a nap, man.
Yeah, I'm going to go get a lobotomy.
Yeah.
We'll
Smash
back
that
tomorrow.
like button on your way out. Yeah, we're back tomorrow. Truth or tinfoil, because it's Tuesday.
I may have some drops from this show for tomorrow's
I'm
Truth
sure,
or Tinfoil.
I'm sure.
Yeah, pretty wild. Everybody, thank you, Matt. Take us home, brother.
All right. Remember to smash that like button on your way out, and give us a follow. If you're just finding this video and you're not following the channel yet, we would really appreciate if you hit both of those buttons today. And we're back 12 noon East tomorrow. Hope you guys have a great day, and we will see you soon. Thank
See you,
guys.
everybody. Thank you.
Mickey and Matt, yeah, they're cranking it up. Joking down theories like a hyperactive pup. Rambo Joe lit the fuse, Dave said take control. Now we're broadcasting live above the rabbit hole. Ancient aliens, lizard kings, government plots and shadowy things. Laughing while they're chasing the truth in the dark. Are we crazy? Sure, but that's the spark. So smash that like button, buckled in tight. We're going down deeper than a Q drop tonight. Tinfoil shining, the jokes are rolling. Hold on, folks, the truth is scrolling. Yeah, smash that like button. Welcome to the show. We're live above the rabbit hole. Ooh. Yeah, Mickey's on the mic, dropping jokes like bombs. Matt's taking notes while he's reading the Psalms. Bigfoot, chemtrails, the man in black. Whatever you believe, they'll make you laugh back. Was it real? Was it staged? Was the moon landing fake? Ask the boys, they know the code. Or at least they'll improvise an episode. So much for staying above the rabbit hole. They dove in head first, no parachute. They just let go from zero to adrenochrome real quick. Mickey yelling, these people are sick. Hollywood elites are fucked in the head. Liberals losing their minds, eating paint chips full of lead. Nobody gives a shit about Nancy Stupid Guthrie. That whole story's fake and gay is pure horse fuckery. Media needs to focus on the Epstein files, exposing the pedos with the creepy ass smiles. The fuckers eating babies in the secret lair, shoot them in the face, I don't even care. Stealing the elections, ballots in the dead of night. Dominion machines flipping votes left and right. Corruption, central lobbyists buying laws. Politicians drifting while they clap and applaud. Pockets lined with cash from all the fraud. Says that like button, like the madness roll. Welcome to the wild side, above the rabbit hole.